What's good, man? It's OG Drip. This channel where we talk about the spiritual truth and how to utilize energy on a day-to-day basis. And listen, today, y'all, we finna get deep, man. We talking about Lilith. So if y'all don't know what Lilith is, we finna break down the mythology version of Lilith, and then we're gonna break down what Lilith actually is. You get what I'm saying? So we can understand where they was going at with it and what it actually stands for. You get what I'm saying? So when we talk about mythology, this is the way that they looked at Lilith. They looked at Lilith as like the devil's companion. You know what I'm saying? Evil seductress and destroyer of men. So basically they saying that like she's hot and irresistible. You get what I'm saying? So when we remember these words, because later on you're gonna find out what it means, especially when it's like devil's companion and things. So it even called her an enemy of children. So even when they explain of how she looked, mythology, they say that she was a seductive woman who transformed into a blue butterfly-like demon. All right, so boom. As when you listen to the story, you're gonna also see how important Lilith actually is. You know what I mean? Because even in the mythology version, it had to be very important if you feel like Adam and Eve was important. Because guess what? Before Eve, there was Lilith. Lilith was Adam's first wife, even according to mythology, right? So they say she was way too dependent, damn, my bad, y'all. She was way too independent and sexually liberated. Basically, she felt like she shouldn't have to be lower than Adam in no type of way. She felt like her power was equal to them. Even when it came down to sexuality, she felt like she didn't have to lay beneath him. Now, this is I'm talking about a real deal, like, you know what I'm saying, a aggressive woman type figure. So when we think about the energy, you know what I'm saying, we can also think of something that like you just cannot control this woman. You know what I mean? So we'll say untamed. So in mythology, they even say that she was kicked out of Eden. You know what I'm saying? This is basically what the breakdown is about it, y'all. So now that is the mythology version. So now when we get into what Lilith actually is, it gets deep. Because you have to know about dimensions and each dimension being separate. I mean, each three dimensions being separated. So even when you look at a snow globe, right? A snow globe is like the one little thing. You see how I got the little glass over it. Okay, I want you to look at that as being the earth being inside the glass. Now you look at the fourth, that's the first, the second, and third dimension. Now the fourth and fifth and sixth dimension will be the glass outside. You know what I'm saying? And then also cut that off with the glass. So now we have three glasses. Well, a total of three layers. Earth, the first, second, and third dimension. Then the outer one of side of Earth is the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension. And then that's where the cutoff at, where the seventh, eighth, and ninth at. You know what I'm saying? It is not concept of even the Adam and Eve thing. So before we came into this dimension, we came from the dimension above. So we came from the fourth, the fifth, or either the sixth dimension. We came in that layer of that layer of existence. So this before we got into the body. So this is before we even found fulfillment in life to find out what our emotions and our feelings actually even meant. So that's why when you even hear the word Lilith, it's just like it sounds. It's just like Lilith, you know what I'm saying? Like the life being fulfilled, you know what I mean? It's like, and then when you hear the word dark moon, if you look at the moon, when the moon is fully lit, or some would say that's a full moon. When it's pure black or darkness, that is what we call a new moon. You know what I'm saying? So even when you look at the terms of how that could be looked at, even though the moon and the stars and the sun that we see today is in the first layer, which is the first, second, and third dimension. That first layer I was talking about. The second layer will be the one that we can't see, but we go there with our thoughts. So you know how we say people is woke, we living in 5D and things like that. That is what we mean by that. But when we talk about Lilith is actually before we came into the body. So this is the actual first feelings and emotions we had when we didn't understand how to be stable. So this is how important this is for you, because you can always mess around and snap into that Lilith mode. And Lilith is a bitch. You don't want none of that Lilith shit. Lilith is super power. Not only that, the reason why Lilith is so powerful, and the reason why they said she thought she was equal to Adam, when you go through mythology, you find out that Lilith was like a masculine feminine. You get what I'm saying? Like she was of the masculine, which is Adam. She was the feminine part of him. So she felt equal to him. So she was cast out. So either way you want to look at it, she was cast out to the side, like being the smaller pole, just like when you see the yin and yang sign. She would be on the masculine side because she carried herself as in like Do you know what I'm saying? Aggressive type action. You know what I'm saying? The masculine energy is about action. So, but she followed behind it by having the feminine and the seductive, and you know what I'm saying, the emotion behind it to make you gravitate towards her. Basically, like the how I'm gonna say, that little frequency aura that women have. So we're gonna talk about that too, man. But so when we talk about also, you know, when you look at how I'm gonna say, when you look at the sex and all that things there that it was explaining, this is the reason why it get deep, because all of us have this and it participate in each different sign, which is to bring out our deep, dark desires in life, even if it's sexual. So you got to remember that, because it gets so deep that you basically, I want to say that Lilith is like the thing that is the tipping point. Lilith is and the reason why they call it an orb also, y'all, is because it's set between the two planets, and it has a bond between Earth and the moon. You get what I'm saying? So anytime you have a bond between two planets, it makes an orb. So this basically it represents like a shared emotion between the two planets. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, that's what an orb basically is. But when we start talking about even Lilith and how it plays out to how we see the glyphs today, it's basically is how I'm gonna say, a dark angel that's sitting, or a dark elf, or however you want to say it, sitting on a inverted black crescent. You know what I'm saying? Black crescent moon, and then it's underpinned by the cross. You get what I'm saying? So that is how I explain. But I'll show the picture just in case I kind of confuse you. But you know, in astrology, Lilith represents our expression. You know what I'm saying? Our freedom and the independence, the karma, the darkness, the evil, the temptation. So even how I was explaining the mythology version, when you listen, it basically saying that she is like she caused, you know what I'm saying, to cause the temptation. So when you start to look at it from that, yeah, it's not an actual person. It's an actual energy that we're actually receiving. And this is, like I said, is one of those things that could tempt you, like bring temptation in life, make you bring out that evil side, make you, you know what I'm saying, come out with some type of way that you feel like you just have to do this. So even when it comes down to being independent, you can see how it may play out in the world now. If you ever had a mama that just feel like she the mama and the dad, like really feel like that, this is something what we call is like on some Lilith type stuff. You know what I mean? It's like that'll be how Lilith is explained, because basically she feel like, oh, I don't need your sucker behind daddy. I'm the mama and the daddy of this. I can do everything a man can do. I don't want no man doing this for me. Or have you ever seen a woman that could be at like a construction site job or whatever, and when you tell her like this job seems like it's for men or something like that, she get offended and like, oh nah, this job is for women because this and that there. And she try to, you know, go hard and show you that she don't need a man, like literally no matter what it takes. You know, this is that Lilith power. So it's basically like how they was explaining how Lilith felt like her power was equal to Adam, so she didn't, you know, she didn't feel like she had to be controlled by him. So it's the same thing of looking at it like she's saying like, yo, I'm too good for all this. So yeah, Lilith, like I said, when they talk about independence, it bring you to be too damn independent. You get what I'm saying? So you got to remember that. So when we start talking about Lilith being in each individual sign, you will see how it play out in your life. And Lilith take, I think, under 9 years to move through the whole revolution of the zodiac. So everybody might be situated. We're going to have each time and date and stuff. I'm going to give you the time and the date also when we go through the signs. Man, and basically, that is like the kin understanding of it. Understand how it works in our life. Because at the end of the day, you don't want this to get hit. You don't want this point to get broken in your life. You know what I mean? And you got to know how to keep it like, how I'm going to say, keep yourself protected from it. You get what I'm saying? Because once it come out, it could lead you to doing dangerous things. Some people may call it demonic. Some people, you know what I'm saying? They say, she like to create and destroy also. So, you know, where you may be creating magic at and we came up with something, you know what I'm saying? And then now everybody done found out about it. Let's say for some scammer or something, I'm just going to say for instance. You know, you've been doing your thing. Everybody been thinking you was this good person, but really deep down inside, you've been scamming for no reason, just to do the stuff, taking money from other people and things like that. So now when they hit the owl, you can't even accept how much people dogging you, and now you run and you go do crazy things to people or go do something crazy to yourself, which make you leave from this world and have to be brought back through all these realms and realities again or whatever. But this is the thing that will push you to that tipping point, and this is not the energy you want. Because, like we said, Lilith is very strong. So when we talk about that, yeah, this your inner bitch. So you don't want this to come out. This the thing that can really make you destroy happiness. I'm talking about completely, boy. All right. But we're gonna just leave it like that for right now, man. And that's just like the basic understanding of it. But when we talk about it going to each sign, you're gonna see how it plays out in each form of energy, and see how it plays out also in each house to see exactly how people get affected. Especially like when Lilith being your also your you know your the side that you want to bring out too, the side that you know you want to bring out during romantic times and stuff, or when you just engage with your partner. So the times that you do in the dark, such as sexual, you get what I'm saying. So this also help you with that, because you know you might know your partner little sign, and this might go ahead and help them get that little fulfillment they want down into the sheets, or however you want to say it, man. But we're gonna keep it short, man. And tune in. We're going to do Lilith and the signs. But I got another video I want y'all to check out too, coming in between that, man. And I'm out, man. OG Drill.